the birth by spiritual master is what counts the most, because that means one has a great chance to be able to go back to Godhead. So tonight we want to talk about our dear devotee, Ayan Prabhu. In the Nectar of Instruction, it says, Utsaha nishchayatarya tatat karma pavartanat sangatyagat satovrite sadbir bhakti prasidati. It says that there are 6 principles favorable for the execution of pure devotional service. The first one is being enthusiastic. Being enthusiastic means you are active. You can do practical things. That's one thing that we can definitely say Ayan Prabhu has. He does a lot of practical things, and he's very enthusiastic, and he's very, let's say, expert. Once he puts his mind to do something, he begins, executes, and finishes the job. These are excellent qualities to develop. All of us should develop these qualities in devotional service. Enthusiasm, utsaha, means you make intelligent decisions, and that's what makes you enthusiastic. If you make intelligent decisions and you practically put them in practice, not just theoretically, but practically, not only you get enthusiastic, the people around you get enthusiastic also. So this is the first principle of the, let's say, qualities that are necessary to make a lot of advancement in spiritual life. Number one is enthusiasm. Just like you don't say, oh no, I have to wake up early in the morning. I'm so tired. No, you say, I can't wait to wake up in the morning and take my shower and come to the temple and do devotional service, you see. So there's a difference between those 2 points of view. And we should, when we become enthusiastic because we're making good decisions and we're putting them into practice and we're seeing the positive results, and other people also are seeing the results and they get enthusiastic, they become happy, and they want to follow the leader. Follow the leader means the person who is encouraging them to be enthusiastic and learning how to make right decisions in life. Especially, like for example, at the Vegetarian Festival, we had a problem. The electric, what do you call it, batteries, or the generator didn't work. So we had to call the company. And this is what, right up to almost 10 o'clock, 10:30 in the morning, it wasn't working. But finally, the electrician that came got the generator to work. But it's not a simple thing. You have to turn some switch off, turn another switch on, etc. Jai Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. But Ayan was able to understand how to turn it on, turn it off. If it goes off by itself, how to get it working again. And several times the generator did go off. And several times you had to reboot it, right? So these are exceptional qualities when you can learn something very quickly. We have an understanding of electricity, let's say, or an understanding of carpentry, and which he also has. And all these things add up to becoming enthusiastic. You don't become enthusiastic by being lazy. You don't become enthusiastic by staying away from challenging situations. So utsaha nishchayat. Nishchayat means that one endeavors always with confidence. How do you have confidence? Well, when you're sure that Krishna is in your heart as Paramatma, and Krishna is the source of all knowledge, and if you take a serious interest in Krishna, he takes a serious interest in you. And what does he do? He will bless you with knowledge and the determination to put that knowledge into practical service and devotional service. So you have to have this confidence. You should never think, I'll never be able to do this. Oh, this is impossible. Oh, why did they ask me to do this? I don't want to do this, etc. You have to have this confidence in yourself and confidence in the presence of Krishna in your heart, this Paramatma. Then you're not only enthusiastic, but you also have, let's say, the conviction and confidence that you can do things and you can try your best. So, therefore it says, utsaha nishchayat daryat. Daryat means that we should also be very patient. Rome wasn't built in a day. We're not going to be expert in all kinds of different things overnight. But we have to be patient and determined to learn and to practice, because practice makes perfect. So we should learn the what you call qualities of successful people. What was the quality of Prabhupada, who was the most successful person? He never gave up. He never became so disillusioned or let's say discouraged that he gave up. It doesn't mean that he didn't have any difficulties. He had plenty of difficulties, but he had complete faith in his Guru and in Krishna. So those are the two parallel rails. Just like in a railroad, you have two parallel rails. One is Guru, and the other is Krishna. If you have complete faith in both, you will be able to prevail in all situations, even the most difficult situations, because of that faith. The position of a devotee is determined by how much faith they have in Guru and Krishna. If you have absolute faith, then Krishna blesses you. Just like I was listening to a lecture Prabhupada gave today, and he said, if you take an interest in Krishna, he takes an interest in you. If you're not interested in Krishna, then Krishna doesn't manifest himself. But if you have an interest in Krishna, what does that mean, an interest? You have an avid desire to hear about Krishna every day and learn something about Krishna every day. And the best way to do that is to come to the classes, where if you have expert speakers, you will learn something every day about Krishna, and Krishna will take a special interest in you by giving you knowledge, by protecting you, and also, okay, kids, you have to be quiet. And also, helping you come back to Godhead. Because Krishna wants everyone to come back to Godhead. He has no prejudice against anyone. The only problem is we don't want to go back to Godhead. We want to enjoy sense gratification in this material world. So this determination not to give up and to have complete faith and confidence that Krishna is going to help. Just like Many times I'm faced with situations that look like they're impossible to solve. And there's several of them right now. Well, I was able to solve one of them. 2 weeks ago, we have these bulls at the farm in Redmond. And bulls are bulls, so they like to reproduce. And that's why our number of cows has increased tremendously in Redmond, right? So, and bulls are powerful animals. You can't force them to do things very easily. So I had to talk to a veterinarian, and I had to find out, I had to hire this person who comes from Oregon that can catch the cows and put them in a metal structure so that they can do whatever they have to do to operate on the cow. So they came once before, and we were not able to catch the cows. They were too unruly. So we called them again, and this time I was thinking, well, the same thing's going to happen again. We won't be able to catch the cows. But this time I was given a hint by the veterinarian, and I put some sedatives in their bananas, and it calmed them down. And this time we were able to catch the cows. I mean, they're big and they're strong, and they're very, very, let's say, uncooperative, especially if they think you're going to do something to them. And we were able to castrate all of them. Now, that means that now they can't reproduce anymore. Otherwise, we're going to end up with, hundreds of cows in the next 3 years. So I thought it was not going to succeed. But by Krishna's mercy and with a little bit of determination, we were able to do it. So many times we're faced with situations that we don't think we can actually succeed. But we should not be discouraged. We should have confidence that Krishna will give us the knowledge by which to get the job done. And if we don't have that faith and that, let's say, determination, we'll miss many opportunities, and we won't be enthusiastic. So Ayan has that intelligence. He's a confident person. I remember he was having an operation in the hospital in Redmond, and the parents called me and they said, please come during the operation. So I went. I was at the farm, but I walked in with my boots, muddy boots, into the hospital. They didn't stop me, thanks God. And I witnessed the whole operation. And I also noticed that Ayan was crying at one point in the operation, And I was thinking, here's a young boy. He's very intelligent. He has some kind of a little, problem, physical problem. And I was just praying, Krishna, please don't let anything happen to him. And fortunately, it was a successful operation, right? Yeah. And he's here right now, progressing in all kinds of successful ways by using his intelligence, his confidence, his enthusiasm, and also his determination now to become a genuine devotee. We have to make that determination in our life. To become a genuine devotee, you have to understand, I'm not this body. Now, the body can go through all kinds of different situations, but when you're convinced, I'm not this body, and I want to use whatever Krishna has given me in his service, then Krishna will protect you and do everything to help you go back to Godhead. So I pray that Ayan is successful throughout his life spiritually, if you're spiritually successful, you'll be materially successful also. If you're just materially successful, then you're going to be a failure because you have to take birth again. But if you're spiritually successful, you'll be materially successful also because Krishna will help you. And you'll use all that material success in the service of Krishna, which is what he's doing. Now, he's getting some grants. He's using the money to help out so many, to increase his activities. And he also gave a nice donation for the cows recently, which I want to thank him for. So these things are natural when one is enthusiastic, full of confidence and determination. And then, of course, it says, tatat karma pavartanat. And then acting according to the regulative principles, such as Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam. Now that's the secret to advancing spiritually. By hearing about Krishna, repeating what you hear, and then remembering. So Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam. So the way to build up your memory is to hear about Krishna, repeat what you heard, and often, and then you'll remember. And then your memory gets strong. And then after that, it's we should abandon the association of non-devotees. Now, that doesn't mean we don't deal with outside people, but we don't intimately associate with them. And then we should follow, after that, in the steps or the instructions of the previous acharyas, and that is Srila Prabhupada and the Acharya Parampara. So these are, this is called Utsaha Nishchayataya Tatat Karma Pavartanat Sangatyagat Sato Vrite Sadbir Bhakti Prasidhati. All right, so these are qualities that Ayan actually has. And I pray that everybody here understands what these are and advances in the same way with enthusiasm, confidence, determination, and following the regulative principles, avoiding the association of, let's say, materialistic people. You can work with them, but avoid any type of intimate association with them. And above all, following in the footsteps of the previous acharyas. So Ayan, I'm very happy that you are understanding these things, that you also are going to be accepting a spiritual master and make tremendous spiritual progress. You have a whole lifetime in front of you to do wonderful things, and you're inspiring many other people and devotees to do these things too. And just keep it up. Success is guaranteed for the strict practitioner. Let's repeat that together. Let me say it once again. Success is guaranteed for the strict practitioner. Okay, go ahead. This is the secret to success. You strictly follow the rules and regulations of Krishna consciousness. Nothing will stop you. There will be nothing that can stop you at that point for making spiritual progress and doing wonderful things. That's what we want to do. We want to do wonderful things that not only are beneficial for devotees, but beneficial for society. This society is crumbling morally and politically and so forth. So we have to carry the baton of making Krishna consciousness a reality in the life of all the people in this country, that are suffering unnecessarily. It's a big, let's say, responsibility. But you start off with utsaha nishchayat daryat, with confidence, with enthusiasm, and with determination and patience, and above all, following the regulative principles and avoiding bad association and following the previous acharyas. So thank you very much, Ayan, and thank all of you. We always like to see our devotees successful, and success is this one verse in the Nectar of Instruction. And the beginning of it is to be enthusiastic. So be enthusiastic, chant, dance, take prasadam, and do wonderful things in your lifetime that promote Krishna consciousness, make people happy, and create peace and prosperity for everyone. Hare Krishna. All glories to Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. So you have a cake? All right. Let's bring the cake out. Where is it? Over there. Oh, wow. Oh, in the back. Okay, good. Haribol. Are there any questions anyone would like to ask? You got a question? No? Huh? Reflect.
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Yes.
Thank you so much for being one of my biggest inspirations. There is no one else more determined, more confident than you. Then you are one of the largest inspirations. And I was reading recently how, in order to grow closer to Krishna, you have to take up devotional acts of service. But taking up devotional acts of service in this material world are quite difficult. But Prabhupada was saying that over time, by engaging devotees in devotional acts of service, the materialistic activities automatically reduce over time.
Yes.
And I feel like you've done such a good job helping create such an atmosphere where devotional acts of service are unlimited and you promote us to do whatever service we like to please Radha Nilamadhav. And without your initiative and vision with these projects, I would not have a way to serve, and I do not know where I would be without the incremental devotional service opportunities you have provided. So from the bottom of my heart, I want to thank you so much for everything you have done, not just for myself, but for all of us in creating such wonderful opportunities for service.
Thank you very much. There's a saying in English, sincere service is love manifest. So that's what Prabhupada wanted. He wanted us to serve Krishna, Bhakti Yoga, and manifest our love for him. And Krishna manifests his love for us in this mutual, let's say, you could call it a contest to see who can serve the most. So we're trying to serve Krishna, and Krishna reciprocates and helps us in mysterious ways. And I just, please learn this one thing. If you get serious about Krishna consciousness, you're going to see very mysterious, wonderful things happen that you never thought you would ever be able to do. But because Krishna now is helping you. And I see this, I've seen this in my 55 years in Krishna consciousness many times over. Miracles, things I never thought we could do, they actually happen. And you will also experience this, I'm telling you right now. just keep your faith, be determined, regularly hear and chant. You're going to see and experience amazing things in your lifetime. Hare Krishna. So what is that? Hey, by the way, I want to thank you for the contribution for the cows. Thank you very much. So now we will have our happy birthday.